Hey guys, welcome to my channel. In this video, we are going to decode the assignment from the company Nxtwave for the position of Growth Operations Associate. I've already submitted the assignment, and if you want to see my submission, you can directly go to the timestamp portion in my description and directly click on that portion and you can see it. If you want to apply for the same position, you can find the link in my description box and you can apply from there. And if you want to know the step-by-step procedure that how you should apply, you can watch my previous video for the position of BDA. Without wasting much of your time, we'll be directly going to the assessment. Here, the problem statement states that prepare a detailed plan to conduct a live webinar for students on Sunday. Here, the student can be existing Nxtwave student or completely new student who don't know what Nxtwave is. Here, the four aspects are given. With considering these aspects, you have to prepare a plan that how you will be conducting a webinar for the students. With considering all the four aspects, you have to come with a detailed plan that how you're going to conduct the webinar for the students which are already there in the next one and which are your potential customer. I've already submitted the assignment and you can find the video. Before watching the video, I have a request to make that if you like this kind of content, please subscribe to my channel and like this video as well. Good evening everyone. As I've applied in your company for the position of Growth Operation Associate, an assignment has been given to me. In that, I'll be resolving this assignment and providing to you. So basically, I'll be coming with the problem statement and considering each and every aspect which has been provided to me. And at last, I'll be coming with the detailed conclusion in this video. Okay. So firstly, I'll be taking the problem statement. The problem statement is prepare a detailed plan to conduct a live webinar for a student on Sunday. Here, the student could be existing Nxtwave student or completely new student who don't know what Nxtwave is. So the first aspect is what is the high level task involved to organize a live webinar, from webinar announcement to taking feedback or post webinar feedback. So the first objective I have put from my side, the objective need to be very clear that why we are conducting this webinar, as there are plenty of information which has been already provided in a website, like a partners, what are the alumni, what are the companies we've been associate, and what are the universities we have been part of. So the objective need to be very clear that why this webinar is fruitful to the existing users as well as the new users. Secondly, the marketing will be working to get us the targeted audience through SEO and doing digital marketing. As the webinar need to be taken into consideration that why the webinar is being planned. Secondly, the audience need to be very clear that which audience will be fruitfully benefited from the webinar which we are going to conduct. Thirdly, as we already have many students in a ccbp 4.0 program, they could get more information about our recent plans, and the ones who want to know more about can come into play, as we'll be planning the webinar for the existing users as well and for the new. So our plans will be discussed briefly in that. So step to conduct the webinar, announcing webinar details on a website and a social media. Secondly, making them register to a portal for the webinar details so that we can be in access with them for the long time, as they surely require the skills we are providing. Basically, this statement is used so that they could register, as the digital team has been working on that. So basically they were searching certain keywords, that's why they have come into our data, and we should know the details of that person so that we can contact afterwards to them, so that we can provide our services to them in a brief manner. Thirdly, choose the right platform for webinar which students are already know. I personally prefer Zoom meeting, as it has been the most preferable uh, video calling app for the students and as for the faculties as well. Thirdly, giving them briefly about the vision and our partners. Fifth, as the webinar progresses and the vision gets clear to the student, we can provide the information of a recent requirement in top company. As people are using our program and they are being paid in a good amount of money and they are being recruiting in MNCs, so we should be taking that thing also consideration and provide the new student that this has been the part of our program, and we have provided with them good packages as well. One of the guests from a team we can give through a program initiative and requirement future technology. One of the person could come into play and briefly explain about one of the technology which we're working on for the benefiting of IT sector. At last, we will basically generate a feedback form, which could be a Google form, so that we have the detail of the student which have been part of this webinar, and we can learn from mistake as well. If there's a certain query which they don't like, so that we can also work on that. The second aspect which you have been provided to me, how can you drive a maximum number of students to attend the webinar, and that too on Sunday? What type of message we can send to them and create interest to them? Firstly, we need to be very precise with the audience we're gonna have in the webinar. If the audience are not interested in the certain technology, the upbringing of technology, it wouldn't be beneficial for us and for them as well. Choose a relevant topic. Like I personally suggest the blockchain technology, as the crypto has been there for a while and the Indian government has extended its taxation, so the most of the people know that what is cryptocurrency and what technology has been used. So the topic like blockchain IoT could be the relevant for the webinar, so that more people could search that keyword, more people who want to learn that skill could come to our platform. Take advantage of the broader scenario. Like I've discussed, the cryptocurrency has been hyped by the government as well, and people surely know that the cryptocurrencies are made on the scenario of blockchain. Choose speaker wisely. We should have a great speaker, as we have already part of the IIT Bombay. Our founders are from there. We should have a great speaker so that people should take him seriously with the innovation of technology. Fifth aspect I have taken into play: pick the best day and timing for the audience. As you have provided me the Sunday aspect, I think it's a perfect scenario. We don't need to change it, and I don't think that people won't come on Sunday. Firstly, we are providing the certification courses to the students as well who are working on corporate job. Corporate have leaves for Sundays, students have leave for Sundays. Basically, if they want to plan their evening, weekends, they plan it on evening, which is from 5 to 10 or whatever the scenario. So we can conduct the scenario webinar on afternoon. Or we should offer something to our audience, like we can promote new programs to them, we can give offers to them so that they get discount, and many other things could happen. The third aspect which you have provided to me: how can you make the webinar more interactive to make sure the audience is engaged throughout the webinar? Using graphical representation, first thing I've taken into consideration. Creating uh, creating some of the topic and let the audience decide in which they want to be discussed. Like in the web 3.0, in the upcoming technology, there are basically many technologies like IoT, blockchain, machine learning. We can let the audience think that which topic they need to be discussed. This could be a good interaction, like people want to learn about blockchain, they are learning about the blockchain. If they want to, most of them are voting for IoT, they could learn about the IoT in a scenario. Offer discussion to the audience as well, letting them dropping their queries right on spot, and our moderator choosing the best query. As I'm into play, the queries could be made spontaneously, and the moderator will tell me that this is the best question which is aligned and you should answer them. So I'll be having the extra moderator over there. Bringing some well-known person from the sector relevant to the topic, as could be IITians or many other a person who has been the part of the multinational companies, could give the experience that what are the technology we are providing and what are the aspects we are going to benefit to the students. Having the fun chat webinar so that there could be a good interaction. The fourth scenario which was provided: what are the things that can go wrong and how can one be prepared for handling them? Well, there could be a plenty of aspect which can come into play, but we never know what could go wrong in what scenario. Basically, I have created 5 scenarios which I personally think which I might have encountered. So I've been discussing that only. As a webinar is going to happen on internet, there could be a technical problem may arise. We need to have a healthy regular checkup on it. Secondly, having long session could be a problem to let them engaging, so we should try to be precise with our words. Thirdly, not able to deliver on point to the audience. As we'll take an example for this, as they want to know about blockchain and we are disclosing, but we are taking it so long or so elaborating it that people are not then engaging that way. So we need to be precise with it. Uh, and we need to have extra moderator to help them with the proper scenario, and up each and every point should be very clear to the audience so that they could take our services. Fourthly, missing out of chief guest due to some problems, so having someone at backup, like I've already said, that we need to have an expert in it. So if an expert has an emergency and couldn't, that could be the bad thing for the webinar, so we need to have a backup for it as well. Fifthly, if some way won't be able to get a webinar started on time, we get postponed due to some problem, we should be in connection with our targeted audience and letting them know that the problem is arise and we are rescheduling this webinar. So this could be the scenario which come into play. So all the four aspects which you have provided to me has been taken into consideration, and I've made a detailed plan that how I'm gonna conduct the webinar if I'm the operation associate of your company. Okay. Firstly, create an agenda for the webinar. Like the topic need to be very clear. Secondly, recruit speaker and support team for your webinar. As support team is very necessary, as they need to be have moderators, the excellent digital marketing team, and the speaker need to be very precise with his things. Choose webinar tool which are very common. Choose webinar tool which is very common one, like Zoom. Choosing the right day, like Sunday you have been providing, it could be the best day to get the targeted audience. Fifth, get the target audience so that we can both have benefit while he needs services and we'll be providing them. Six, public should know the webinar. Public should know your webinar. Promote it to the target audience. We should promote our webinar to the deciding audience. Seventhly, determine the format of your webinar, like steps. What are like introduction, main matter, what are the things we like types and all. We need to have a proper scheduling of the webinar so that people can know, yeah, this the webinar is being going with the scenario it has been already provided. Eight, plan the visual of your webinar with interactive behavior, like the representation should be very clear so that it could be very interactive. Ninth, having extra member to the team and moderator to know the experience of the audience, as we currently taking regular feedbacks from them so that we can know that we are going on the right path or not. At last, taking feedback from the audience so that we can know the details and we can know that this guy has been part of the webinar and he's the targeted audience we need to target to provide a service.